Greetings all, Ferrari Mad 601 here. Welcome back to Assetto Corsa, and for the first time officially on Ferrari Mad 601, welcome to VRC Formula Lithium 2019. Dropping on the 6th of April from our friends over at the VRC modding team is this, Formula Lithium 2019. It is a very well executed clone of Gen 2 Formula E. Now, I'm keenly aware that all of you are very cognizant of my overall opinions of Formula E being the abomination and insult to all things holy in motorsport that it is. However, now that I've lost all of you in the audience, let's try and remain objective here. Let's look at this for a mod as a mod's sake, rather than taking it into the direction of overall commentary on motorsport. VRC, of course, we have come to expect nothing less than sheer excellence from these guys, and what can I say? They've done an absolutely resplendent job yet again with an Assetto Corsa mod. This one, Gen 2 Formula E, of course. You can see, because this is payware, they do have to avoid the long arm of the law in that they can't bill this as Formula E, nor can they put real-world sponsors on these cars, but you can see that they have done a very nice job with the liveries nonetheless, replete with fictitious sponsorship graphics, including the tires here, obviously real-world Formula E running Michelins. However, on this car, if you look closely, they are labeled as Majestics. Yes, very cool Majestic tires on this car, and I must say VRC's work as of late has been pretty majestic in its own right. Also, an interesting note about the liveries on these cars. If you happen to be surfing Facebook in the week or so prior to the release of this, you may have seen a post on the VRC modding team homepage on Facebook asking you to put your name and your country in the comments section, and then there was a chance that they might just put your name on one of the cars. Well, I happened to see that post, and I happened to put my name and my country of origin in the comments section, and if we take a look at the halo on this car, you can see there B. Greco and the American flag. Yes! My name is on a mod in Assetto Corsa. I'm keenly aware that I am now immortalized in perpetuity on a Formula E car. Beggars can't be choosers. There it is. And of course, all kidding aside, very cool to see that from VRC, that they offered us mere mortals the chance to be immortalized on one of their products. Very, very cool to see all of that. But rather than give you the in-depth look of the ins and outs on this car as we typically do with these reviews, I'm just going to race it 5 laps in a 14-car field here at Imola, coming at ya in mere moments. Stand by for all of that. To the grid. Now, of course, Formula E being a 100% electric series, we can just drop this car straight into first gear with no clutch, wait for the lights to go out, and off we go. Not a bad start. We really don't have to worry about wheel spin off the line. And we're going to thread that needle real quick, and that route is blocked. We do have 5 laps, so let's not do anything a little bit ill-advised here. Alright. I think we have some real estate to call our own for the moment. That's a needle that I can't thread. Some sparks coming up there from the cars in front. That's very nice to see. A little bit better drive out of the Villeneuve chicane into Tosa for the first time. Come on, there we go. And because I'm in quali mode here, I should have better drive than everybody else, so that'll be some free positions as we come up to Pirotella. More sparks flying courtesy of the latest version of the shaders patch, available via Content Manager. Into Aqua Minerale for the first time, had to back out of that one. However, now we're going to have better traction coming up the hill. A couple more positions in our future, perhaps. Give me the racetrack. Give me more racetrack, thank you. I have to go defensive into here. Just park it in the middle of the road. And we've been pegged up the rear slightly. Car feels fine, no issues. Give me a little bit more real estate on the inside, thank you. Brakes. Don't punt me, don't punt me, don't punt me. He didn't punt me, but I went off anyway. I got punted on the side there. He's gotten very sideways. We'll retake that position without too much difficulty, I do predict, and there it is. Where are we? P5, okay. Take that. Now P4. Thank you. Okay, now that things have settled down a little bit, let's talk a little bit about the driving dynamics of this, I must say, very good mod. Being 100% electric, you do not have the idiosyncrasies that are typically associated with internal combustion engines, in that you don't really have a traditional torque curve, at least not in the conventional sense, with these electric motors. They generate maximum torque from 0 all the way up to the full extent of their rev range, which I'm led to believe is about 20,000 RPM. Of course, RPM in terms of crankshaft speed doesn't really exist on an electric motor. They only have one moving part in principle, so you don't have to worry about over revs or things like that, nor do you have to worry about the gearbox. You've got a 2-speed sequential paddle actuated gearbox in this car. However, first gear, I've been told from members of the VRC team, is really only intended for use in the pit lane. So once you are up to speed, second gear and leave it there. Also, in terms of managing the electric power unit in these cars, you have the full complement of options that you typically have reserved for the hybrid cars in Assetto Corsa. So in other words, you have regen settings for the MGU-K. It's not really an MGU-K here because it is the MGU, but you can adjust the recovery rates from 0 to 100% in steps of 10. You also have different performance maps for the electric motor. You have qualifying, high, medium, and low. We'll keep it in quali mode. And as you can see, we're just driving away from everybody down the straight. Straight line speed in this car, top speed, theoretically, is about 270 kilometers an hour. In practice here at Imola, we'll be hitting about 250. Finally, in terms of the subsystems that you have on this car, you also have an attack mode, as they call it in Formula E. It's really a push-to-pass. Just like VRC's Formula North America package, it's a press and release one-hit wonder. You have full power from the powertrain for about 20 seconds. That is a full 300 kilowatts, I believe, in Formula E parlance. You only have 2 of those allotted per session, no matter what it is, whether it's a hot lap, a practice session, or a race, so do be judicious in terms of when you're going to use it. Finally here, as we think about a half-hearted move into Acqua Minerale, you can see the wing mirrors here on either side of the cockpit. You can see that we actually can visualize the rear end of my own car in this. This is not a part of this mod per se. That is yet another modification available to us in the latest version of the shaders patch via Content Manager. I've just enabled that for my own benefit. It's not something you're going to get out of the box in this mod, but again, I do believe that anybody who is going to continue playing Assetto Corsa for the foreseeable future is going to be using the shaders patch. So you're going to get the sparks and you're going to get the option to have a slightly more realistic view in your wing mirrors. Coming down to start the penultimate lap. I do believe we're in second place now. We're going to go into attack mode. We now have the full 300 kilowatts, a little bit more straight line speed. And again, it's on a timer. It lasts for 20 seconds or so. Doesn't matter what you're doing. It's not like DRS that disengages when you hit the brakes. It stays engaged for the full time duration. And coming into Variante Villeneuve. We're gaining on the leader quite significantly, corner by corner. That's very good. I do think we're going to try an overtake before too long. Not quite close enough to get too much benefit from the slipstream. And coming into Piratella, we're on the power hard already. Gaining marginally. Yeah, I think into Variante Alta we're going to be in a position to overtake. Or at least approaching one. Yeah, gotta back out of that one a little bit early. But we've got one more lap to try and do something about this. There's the slipstream. Coming through. Thank you very much. We'll just park it in the middle of the road. And I do believe that is move done. One more lap. As you can see, the AI not really putting up too much of a fight. I think we're going to have to adjust the AI settings a bit. But as we begin the final lap, we have a clear road in front of us and a healthy car. On the brakes. No downshifting required. It's basically just like a go-kart. In terms of what it's like to drive these cars, the force feedback feels pretty good, actually. I believe Formula E actually has power steering. So there's nothing too jarring going on with the force feedback here. Running through my Thrustmaster TSPC, running the Ferrari F-150 rim, feels very nice. Overall chassis dynamics, these are heavy cars. They weigh about 850 kilograms, something like that, so they're significantly heavier than a Formula 1 or Formula 2 car. And of course, they're running on road tires, which you might think initially would be really bad for grip, but because of the weight of the car, the road tires are actually pretty good. You don't have to worry so much about wheel spin. Yes, the electric motor has a lot of torque, but the weight does keep wheel spin to a minimum. Of course, coming out of low-speed corners, you do have to be careful about your throttle application, but for the most part, not too bad. You can get back on the power without too much drama. And just coming down from the top of the circuit toward Regatta for the final time. Let's just keep it on the road. Regatta 2 on the exit, attack mode. Using our final attack mode allotment, coming down to start-finish for the final time. That's going to be a win for us here in Formula Lithium at Imola. Not bad at all. Of course, we get teleported back to the pit lane, and we await the rest of the field to cross the line. Should be a few more moments. There we go. And the results screen. Of course, we win the race pretty handily by 4.7 seconds. Yeah, we're going to have to adjust the AI just a smidge. But you can see the car is very tractable. It's pretty easy to find the limits and then to approach them and actually overstep them a little bit. Again, a virtue of having road tires on a car like this is they have a very wide performance envelope, including a pretty wide slip angle, so you can actually get the tail out on occasion and actually manage to recover the thing, so it's not too bad. The intelligent question of lap times, well, there's the story. My best lap, a 141.754, fastest in all three sectors. The next fastest car did a 144.602, I believe. Yeah, so we do have to adjust the AI a little bit. I can't be 3 seconds a lap faster than them and expect to have a competitive day. But I must say, all things considered, VRC Formula Lithium, very cool. Very, very cool indeed. Again, it is not the type of car that I like, nor is it the type of car that I'm aware that most of you like, but for a mod, being assessed for the sake of being a mod, again, it's very, very good. And of course, we have come to expect this from our friends over at VRC. So again, vrcmoddingteam.net, take a look at VRC's offerings, including this one. If you haven't gotten it yet, I do believe that it is worth your time, even if you are the farthest possible thing from a Formula E fan such as myself. Trust me, it's worth it. Even if for nothing else than the novelty of it. It's not too often that we have purely electric cars available in sim racing. In fact, the most recent one that I can think of that was worth anything was the Formula E pack for R Factor 2. And of course, that's based on the Generation 1 Formula E car. So if you want to get a sense of what Gen 2 Formula E is like, and of course, they do have greatly enhanced performance over Gen 1, definitely take a good look at Formula Lithium from VRC. Links, of course, are in the description. Until next time, though, I do hope that you've enjoyed this quick little look at Formula Lithium 2019 from VRC. Thank you all very, very much for watching. Ferrari Man 601 saying thanks, and of course, we will see you soon.